Hello and welcome to Points of Interest. I'm one of your hosts, Jake, along with my co-host, James, over here.
Hey, guys.
If you're new to the show, each week we come to you with stories and Wow. That's right. Stories and discussion.
I was going to say
topics around the internet.
Stories in disguise.
I don't know where it was going, but I saw "and discussion." This is the first time I've looked at this like rigmarole since we started the show.
Novels, libraries in disguise. Stories in disguise.
Having fun isn't hard. Anyways, you can get the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud.
I kept bumping my cable. Sorry. Continue.
For the audio.
Where can you get your get the podcast, Jake?
And you can find the video version of this dumpster fire on YouTube and VidMe. But make sure you follow us on Twitter at IRGames. Stay up to date what we're doing. And if you like what we're talking about, tweet at us with the hashtag POI.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I always put that in there in the tweets, but it's usually just like to save room because points of interest takes up a lot of your 140
Yeah, I
characters.
realized that. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I was like, oh yeah, tweet us with podcast name. I'm like, boy, we picked a really long podcast name. What if we tweet us with the hashtag POI?
We're still at that point where if you tweet at us, we're going to know.
We're going to notice.
It's going to come up pretty quick for me. We're not at the point where we can turn notifications off on our mobile app. Like, we're not there yet.
No, I mean...
You are, but...
Mine doesn't buzz. I get the notifications. It rolls on my notification center, but it doesn't buzz. Because it buzzes on my phone and buzzes on my watch and buzzes on my ear when I'm on the phone. And I'm like, nope, can't deal.
He keeps holding he's got his watch and his phone up. And
hello?
It's never a good scenario.
Operator, connect me to the fire marshal. I need the bucket brigade immediately.
Right away, sir.
Jimmy Johns, hello? All right. Starting the show.
What's on tap for
with
today?
With some sad news.
Sad news.
Sort of.
Yeah. Ish.
It's saddish when you think about it. PS3 production is officially over.
It's official.
The last PlayStation 3 has been manufactured, and the PlayStation 3 is no longer in production.
Done. So
it is the end of an era.
It's funny because we've actually talked about this once before on the podcast when they announced that it would be happening soon.
Yep.
And that was like 2 months ago. And they said, oh, it's going to be happening this spring. And that was like the beginning of April. And now we're sitting here at the end of May. It's like, well, yesterday or 2 days ago. Last one rolled off the line, one of those old 500 gig.
Yep, the old trusty 500 gig.
Yep.
And I know we talked about it earlier, for those of you that are going to call me for hypocrisy, that I was excited about it then, and I'm still excited about it now, because it means we're moving forward. It means we're getting better.
Hypocrisy.
But the PS3 was the console that I really got started into gaming on.
Yep.
I moved to Omaha, and I met you, and we played Call of Duty hours and hours and hours a day, and I dedicated a lot of my life to the PS3, and now we're working to do video games for a living.
It sounds depressing saying we dedicated our lives to the PS3, but there was definitely a huge
depressing
chunk.
How much time we dedicated to the PS3. You should see how many hours and hours of footage we've put on the internet.
It is depressing when you really sit and think about it. Yeah, it is. It's good. Like I said, we talked about it before, so we don't necessarily want to like crush it to
beat
death.
That dead horse.
But sorry, that was just an old story in my head.
Kill the dead horse.
Killing dead horses. But so it's official. It's done. It's not coming back. The last 500 gig model, it has managed to stay in production more than 3 years since PlayStation 4's launch.
Yeah, it's had a
That's impressive.
long life cycle. It launched in the U.S. November 17th, 2006.
Yep. I would love to know.
It's
we don't have them
amazing.
here. I'd love to know the statistics of how many PS3s sold from the PS4's launch until now. I can't imagine it's a huge number.
PS3 over its whole life cycle, though, has sold 80. I think it's the official number that I saw. The latest number I saw on Wikipedia at least was 84.3, more than 84.3 million units have sold.
So over 80 million.
Xbox 360 sold 85 million.
Yeah, they're right about that. That's
so
basically
at the end of its cycle. But I didn't look this up. We might look it up right now. When they stopped the 360, or if they're still making it.
So 360 stopped a year ago.
We did look this up.
Yeah, we did.
We looked it up on the last
360 stopped about a year ago at the same time. 360 also came out a year ahead of time. So they had the same 11-year life cycle, plus or minus a month or two.
They sold about the same. Just 360 just took off out of the gate.
Well, it helps that they didn't charge $600 for it and come out a year late. Yeah. So that's,
Sony learned some things.
Can you imagine if they had come out with I guess the difference is like if they'd come out with a console that was cost effective, they wouldn't have had a Blu-ray, and that would have. Can you imagine just the difference in the market if they went with the same disc setup that Xbox 360 had, came out at the same time? Like, do Blu-rays happen? Is the competition between Blu-ray and HD DVDs all of a sudden much more heated? And nowadays would be sitting on Toshiba discs everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, what's the
I'm
how
curious
big
how much
was the PS3? Because if you looked at Blu-ray players coming out in 2004, 2005, 2006, around that time frame, they were expensive. It was not just like $50 more than the DVD player. They were $400 and $500, which PS3 had to be $600 for that thing when it launched. So you could pay $500 for a Blu-ray player, or you could pay $100 and also play all the newest games.
Yeah.
So how much of a catalyst was the PS3 for the format of Blu-ray? Like, if the PS3 doesn't happen, what happens?
I wonder how much that's going to affect stuff in the future, because we talk about the digital future of games.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that means the digital future of movies as well. Because
I'm sure.
Yeah, because I mean, how much if the unthinkable happens and games do not go digital in the future, and we end up staying with physical mediums, do movies do the same thing? Like, they'd go, well, games is almost as big a market as movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there, and I may be 100% wrong on that, but they stayed physical and they're doing all right.
Yeah.
We can get more money if we stay physical, because you get to upcharge a little bit for printing costs and distribution costs. So I wonder if they say the same, or if they are actually two separate entities. I'm a little curious about that. I haven't thought about that before.
The big thing is, you're seeing a lot of movie platforms in general that you can not just rent on, but buy like just digital on.
Yep.
And 5 years ago, that wasn't really a viable option for most movies. Now you can do it with every movie.
Yeah.
Now, would you do it? I don't know. I don't like the idea of buying a digital movie. I like discs. I've got two huge like 500 CD binders under my TV right now that spell out how much I like physical discs. Mainly because it's just the storage. If you want to own more than 10 or 15 movies, like you're gonna have to like invest.
You gotta have a
storage.
bunch of storage, or you do
cloud
cloud based. You have to. If you're us, you download the movie first, because you're not gonna stream your whole movie, because it's not gonna look as good.
No, it's just not gonna.
It's just like, I'm gonna download the whole movie and then watch it that way. But
some platforms don't let you do it.
Not a topic about movies.
Well, but it's interesting. Like, I think when it comes to movies, I think the thing that hinders them from going digital is there is not just one format, right? When it comes to digital copies of movies, you buy a physical copy, get a digital copy, right? Most of the time it's ultraviolet. Great. Okay, which
is the service I prefer? I'd rather use Flixster.
Are you going to use? Like, some people use Flixster. I use Voodoo because it's got a prettier interface than when I first started. So I redeem everything for Voodoo. But sometimes you could do it in iTunes. Sometimes you can't.
Sometimes it's only iTunes.
Sometimes you could do it in a lot of platforms. Sometimes you pick one, then you're locked into it. Sometimes the codes expire. Sometimes they work on other websites. It's a crappy system. Unify it. Give us one spot for everything.
And don't let it be iTunes.
Please. And then I think you would see movies start to do that. But until there's a platform that makes sense for consumers and is easy to digest and be like, plug in thing here, watch movie from anything you own. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it should be. It should not be, which of these 4 apps do you use that sucks progressively
It can't be proprietary to one company. So it can't be iTunes. Like, we just bought Doctor Strange, and that's an iTunes code. Bought Star Wars, that's an iTunes code.
Yeah.
Like, all these things are iTunes codes. Well, I don't own this MacBook.
Yeah.
And when I go to buy my own computer, it won't be a MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
I have an iPhone right now, but I won't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I don't really want to download iTunes on my computer, because iTunes is the one thing that will slow a MacBook down like you wouldn't believe. It's incredible. And I don't want to put that on another computer, so it's just like, well, but I want to keep my digital versions of movies for when I want to watch them on the go. So we do need that. I like Flixster if it's Flixster, if it's Voodoo, if it's something that we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
I'd be more down for it.
So I know that they're trying to do it with ultraviolet. It's kind of like that de facto, like, it's starting to become like what every digital version is. It's like a format, and then that format is used by platforms, and those platforms have it. So they're getting there, but it's just taking that long route that just delays everything. So that's just a little side note of fun digital
little
media.
sidetrack.
I think games are probably a lot closer to going all digital than movies, just because the ease of access. You have very specific stores for each gaming system, right? So you got your Microsoft, your Xbox store, you got your PlayStation Network, and you've got Steam, and then your one-off games on
eShop.
Blizzard and whatever. Yeah, the 50 games that are on there right now.
There's really only like 4 games.
But that's where you go.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that makes it easy. So, of course, it's easy to go digital because you could do that there. All of the codes, everything you get, it like any retailer you get, gives you a code that goes to the same store and downloads it, and you're done. Yeah. They need something like that for movies. Is that possible? I don't know, because there's a lot more movies than there are games.
Movies also like significantly older medium than games. So I think there's going to be more purists in the film industry that are like, well, no, movies have to be a physical medium. They can't be digital, this, that, and the other thing for whatever reason. Then you get people like us that are like, yeah, but how much cheaper would movies be to make to produce and to distribute if it's digital? You take out all the physical mediums, you can cut movie prices in half.
But I think the problem then becomes piracy. Piracy with games is different on I mean, to the most part, you really don't see that as much on PC because of the anti-cheat stuff and exploit blockers and things like that.
Games are way cheaper on Steam.
Right. But you can't really just go take a PS4 game, like rip it to a file, and then go burn it to a Blu-ray and give it to somebody and they can play it anywhere. Like, no, doesn't work that way. So that's a much different kind of thing. If you take your Blu-ray movie and rip it onto your computer, that can go anywhere if you've got the right software. Yeah. So there would have to be a different way of managing it, and I just think it's too big of an industry to be able to handle that kind of thing.
I think that transition is going to be really slow. But speaking of old, let's talk about the games that came out with the PS3.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the launch games.
Well, I guess we have both.
We got both of them. So November 2006, first launch in Japan, North America, and then March 2007 was Europe. So just a few months later. Yeah. Console's European launch lineup included Motorstorm, Resistance, Fall of Man.
I didn't play that one.
Ridge Racer 7, Virtua Fighter 5, Call of Duty 3.
Call of Duty 3.
Call of Duty 3.
Are you kidding me? I had that on Wii.
Because Call of Duty 4 was World at War. Is that right?
Call of Duty 4 was Modern Warfare.
Oh.
3 might have been World at War.
Call of Duty 4.
After 4, they stopped numbering them.
You're right. Call of Duty 4 was Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 3, just Call of Duty 3.
Yeah, I had that one on Wii.
It was Treyarch.
I thought it was super cool because like you like run and then you get into like the guy comes down and like hits you and you gotta turn your Wii control and like shove it. Like I thought it was the coolest thing at the time. It was before I knew real video game consoles existed.
Oh yeah.
The U.S. launch lineup was with some things taken out because who cares? Call of Duty 3, Madden NFL 07, Need for Speed Carbon,
Carbon,
NBA 07, NBA 2K7. NHL 2K7, Resistance Fall of Man, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 07, Tony Hawk's Project 8.
Gross. Need for Speed Carbon was amazing.
I loved Carbon.
It was
awesome.
Still
have it for PS2.
Yeah, they had them both. Carbon was like a great response to the Underground series. Like it was a good advancement, offered some new things without changing too much.
It was Underground 2 was the first like kind of open world driver, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Underground 1 was like customize your car. Race.
Yep.
Customize your car. Race. Carbon added the cops.
Yeah, Carbon had the cops. You are correct. Can't just search for Carbon. That's going to give me something about chemicals. Blah. And Need for Speed Carbon was
still be spinners. Nope. I think
it was in Coast City. It's similar to Most Wanted in Underground 2. Oh man, that was like a great time.
Most Wanted was a great game
games.
Too. Man, I want to play Need for Speed now.
Right?
Oh man, what's the newest Need for Speed on PS4? Was it?
I think it was Need for Speed.
It was.
Rivals
it's
was
coming
on
out,
there.
isn't it?
Well, they had the Need for Speed, like Need for Speed, and before that they had Rivals. I have Rivals. It was okay. It was an online. It was like an always online thing.
There's like a Need for Speed coming out this week, isn't there?
Is it this week?
I don't know. Let me look.
They're talking about it, but
let me look.
Okay.
I have the drop down here.
Yeah. So as with Most Wanted, cops are everywhere in Carbon. Please. Yeah, they had a free roam mode in Carbon as well. Carbon is the first in the Need for Speed series to be released for all 7th generation consoles.
I lied.
So
it's not coming out this week.
It was great. It was a really good, fun, awesome game. Oh man, it was on GameCube, dude.
Oh, dude.
GameCube. Yes, I really loved it. That was one of my favorites. I remember the downhill races. To advance in the story mode, you had those crazy downhill races, which were always really hard.
Remember, I think it was Underground 2. There was a downhill race against the Lotus Exige, and like you could only beat it with a stock Lotus Exige.
Yeah,
because you would try and upgrade, but the problem is the game just like scaled with you.
Yep.
And so if you went to a stock one, it was super slow, but yours was faster because it gives the edge to the player.
Yeah.
And so you could beat it that way was the easiest way to do it because I had a cousin that was super into Need for Speed.
I love those Need for Speed games. Maybe the last couple have gotten kind of sort of back to
that.
The
Need for Speed game was November 3rd, 2015.
Okay. And I
could have swore I saw a Need for Speed game that was coming out soon.
I know they're working.
Oh, I saw
on
it in
one.
my looking up E3 stuff. Right there,
Yeah.
new Need for Speed.
There you go. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So another highlight. We had 2 NBA games back then. It was NBA Live and NBA 2K.
Yeah, I didn't know that. 'cause I
EA
wasn't really
and
into it.
it's funny because that used to be the thing, right? Because Madden lost its competitor, which was 2K as well, before PS3, I believe. But NBA was still going strong with EA, and 2K's version sucked, and then EA mailed it in for quite a few years, and 2K was like, all right, we're gonna work hard and we're gonna crush it, and they did crush it, and then Live was like, wow, we're just gonna stop making ours. And then 2K started coasting.
Yeah, say now 2K's
Probably
mailing
like
it
13 or 14, and I mean that's because Live was so they took a year or two off, and they had one come out. I think it was 16. It was bad. It was buggy. It was terrible. It just commentary was repetitive. It was just poorly done in every way, shape, or form. They clearly had rushed it, which is sad because they had at least 2 years to work on it. Like I know you had to build a new engine and make basketball, but come on now, you can at least copy and paste something.
How different is it from the old engine that played basketball?
So
I don't know anything about game design.
So then they took another year off,
really
and now they say they might come back next year, but they might not. And it's stupid. It's dumb. We need competition because otherwise things just marginally improve. Something like Madden. Now Madden this year, they're making a change and changing the engine completely, and so like they shifted to the Frostbite engine, which like that's gonna give them a lot more functionality than whatever they were using before. So that might be kind of cool. Are they changing actual gameplay and stuff? No, but it's football. You want to play football,
Yeah.
so Madden
of,
and like sports games are one of those things that you get like every 3 or 4 years because there's enough of their upgrades, enough tweaks, and enough graphical things to justify it. Not every year, unless you just like roster updates. Resistance, Resistance Fall of Man.
I played Resistance 3 because it came with the PS3 that I bought.
Yep, that's why I checked them out. I remember playing that with you.
It was fun. I think 3 was the better place to jump in.
Resistance was kind of just like a creepy game. Like it wasn't scary, but it was like a jumpy kind of thing. And I didn't really like the story, and it just kind of skeeved me out. Like I just couldn't get into it. You know, just didn't really
I got
connect
through it quite a
fully.
ways, but just got to a point where I couldn't really beat it, and I was still kind of new to gaming, so I was like, I wasn't really that invested in this game. I'm playing it because I had it, and I didn't want to play Heavy Rain yet. And then I played Heavy Rain, and boy howdy, I waited too long. That game was amazing. If you haven't played Heavy Rain, I would recommend it highly. Fun trivia, you know what the original competitor to Madden was?
What?
Joe Montana Football.
Oh man, forgot about that. That was a bit ago.
It was a little while ago. It was back in the old Nintendo days.
Woo. Let's see. Project 8. That was just Tony Hawk's 8th release.
It's Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk is what it was. That was
probably better than the newest Tony Hawk game that just came out.
I think it was Tony Hawk Underground 5
This one came out was
Super Duper Edition.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 or Pro Skater 4.
It was it was bad. It was poorly.
Everything I heard about it was terrible.
Well, from what I read with that version of Tony Hawk is that they only had the license like for the game like to make it up until like the end of the year. And so they rushed to production just so they could get it out and sell it and to be done with it.
That's a good idea.
So it worked out really well. Those are all pretty sad. Those are good games. It's just sad that it was
the end of an era.
It was 10 years ago. It was the end of an era. Like we said before.
We're on a PS4 now, and things are looking up, man.
Well,
we've had a great year for PS4 so far.
Speaking of things to look forward to the PS4, what do we got next, Jake?
Segue. E3 is coming, y'all. E3.
Hype horns.
So let's talk about what we're hoping to see at E3.
Boom. E3 predictions.
Do you know what E3 stands for?
Spelled that wrong. Something Entertainment Expo.
It's another E.
Yes. Thank you.
I can't remember what it is either. I was hoping what you would say would trigger it in my name. Trigger it in my head.
Nope. That's not it. Thank you, acronym finder. You jerk. Electronic Entertainment Expo.
Duh.
All right.
Boy, you ever felt stupid?
We are on top of it. All right. So we're super excited. We always love E3. E3 is a great time. It's pretty much like Christmas for us.
True.
It's kind of like Christmas except that we don't actually get to play any games.
Yeah, it's like Christmas if we had to spend all the money. So it's exactly like Christmas now.
And then wait for
it's
years
Christmas
to
as an
enjoy
adult.
It. Right.
All right.
So we'll just kind of give you some rundowns here of just some games that we think we might see or that is probably confirmed that we're going to see.
Or that we're just hoping to see.
Yes. So just games.
Streaming.
Going to see, talk about. So let's get into it. First one.
First one I put down was Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5.
We've seen stuff for it already. We have a release date for it already.
February 27th.
I am looking forward to this. I played Far Cry 4. I loved Far Cry 4. I know some people were burned out by the time Far Cry 4 rolled around because it was just more Far Cry because it's Ubisoft and that's what they do.
Well,
If people will buy it, they won't innovate.
the problem is when because they had 4 and then they had Primal, right?
That were exactly the same.
Yeah,
map.
they you combine the maps and it was
The idea
basically
was
the same
supposed to
thing.
be that it was the same place in
Lazy.
You know, yeah, that's what it
Lazy.
felt like. No matter
Reused assets. Come on.
how you explain it to me, because like I played Far Cry Primal, and some of the enemies were the same, the animals were the same,
Oh my goodness.
and so like obviously the engine's the same. You still fight the same way. I could pick up Primal having played 4 and play it exactly the same way because I know exactly how it all works. And so it's just like,
Except there's no guns, right?
I did not know. There's no guns. So I did
one
not buy
difference.
Far Cry Primal because I knew exactly what it was going to be. And
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
I had heard
I enjoyed Far Cry. I've beat it twice. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I love it. The gunplay of Far Cry was awesome. Love the way it felt. I like the story of Far Cry was really good. The voice acting of Far Cry was really good.
that. Yep, that's what I've heard. I've never really gotten into Far Cry. I've jumped in a couple times.
Could loan you a copy.
There's just something about it that's just like never like visually grabbed me and thought like I need to play that. Like this just maybe it's just I need to start it up and like play it and be like, oh, now I get it.
I think you'd dig it.
But
I really think you would.
I mean, I like story. So
yeah, I
story's
think you'd like
important
it. Troy Baker does the voice of the main villain
to me.
in
It's Troy Baker.
Far Cry 4.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
I
think
might
you'd
check
really
it
dig
out.
that.
Yeah, check that out on my
Um,
off time. It is
look,
summer, so
We're kind of seeing this trend,
Mhm.
and it might not be really a trend, but it's because we've been playing Outlast 2, and I watched the trailer for Far Cry 5.
right.
There's like weird like cults, like fake religion, bad guys.
It's
To me,
definitely-
it's creepy. Like I work in a church, and
Mhm.
you know, growing up doing the church thing, and so it's kind of like, that's weird,
yeah, it's just
unnerving.
That's kind of like that people are kind of getting away from the zombies, and before that it was a lot of
Praise
vampire
Jesus, we're
stuff,
getting away from zombies.
and so it's just like the next big thing, like religious
Yeah.
cult type things. Granted, it's a small sample size, but
Yeah.
it's just more and more games are starting to either include it or include references, kind of things like that. So we had the official story trailer drop last week.
Yeah, last week.
Far Cry. It's creepy. Like it's not creepy in a horror sense, but it's just
It's creepy because like
creepy.
what they're saying is creepy, but the
Setting.
music's not.
It's creepy because it's Montana. It's not some made up country in some third world. Like this is in
A
America.
real place.
So I'm excited. I'll probably check it out. I play a
Yeah.
lot more games than I used to
Well,
5 years ago.
I'll
so.
have it for sure, and you can check it out on my screen.
There you go.
And speaking of the zombie fad you mentioned,
Zombie fad.
Dying Light 2.
Woo!
I haven't seen anything officially for this game.
Right.
But man, would I ever love to see something for this game. Techland made it. I think it came out in 2015, 2014.
Oh, I want to say 2014. Let me look.
I was still here. It's 2014
It's
for sure. 2014.
No,
2014, early 2015.
January 2015.
I remember because I was in I remember what apartment I lived in when I was watching streams for it,
Yeah.
and I know when I moved from that apartment. So yeah, early 2015, we played it together. Man, what a phenomenal game!
Together, it's a phenomenal game.
I played by myself for quite a while, and I still think it was a phenomenal game.
Oh, it's great.
Like,
It's just scary.
it just like it nailed the parkour field. I played Mirror's Edge, and it does Mirror's Edge way better than Mirror's Edge does, and adds combat and a good story and compelling and gripping, and just made me want to keep playing it. And when we beat it, it was just great.
It's awesome. What I loved about Dying Light, no spoilers, but at the end, like a lot of times when you get to end boss battles and end fights and stuff, it just seems like really different and disconnected from everything.
100%
before.
different from the old.
Yeah,
from the
and this
game.
one's like it took. Hey, you remember all those skills you've been practicing and learning for the last 30 hours? Like you're gonna have to use all of them and then some on this final level.
Yeah.
And it was just really well done.
It was challenging without being overly difficult.
And I think the thing I loved about Dying Light 2 was just the way that they did
Oh, that
co-op.
as well.
It was just smooth. It was easy to jump in and do. Like if you didn't have to be at the same place in the stuff. Like you weren't at the same place in the stuff, so you came back to me, or maybe it was the other way around. But so we were still able to
like
go
I
back
jumped
and
into your
experience.
game,
Yeah.
and like it would show like, hey, you've completed this story already. Do you want to play it again?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I do.
It was awesome. It was
And you
just perfect.
I love the way you leveled up. Like you leveled up your stamina by running. You leveled up your jumping by just like your strength by just like, climbing.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do a mission, if you had to do a mission at night, you could level up by like going to the place to a safe spot, just climbing up on the building, just
Yep.
waiting for night to get there.
And
like,
cry because there's a lot of scary things.
yes, 'cause it
I
was
just
scary
the
at
co-op
night.
was fun. Techland's been kind of quiet lately.
So they've got to be
rumors-
coming out with
There's
something.
always rumors. You know how it goes. I mean, Dying Light's 2.5 years
3
old,
years, yeah.
and so I can't imagine we'd see a release date. But
an announcement at least.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something either at Sony's conference or maybe Microsoft. I don't even care who has it. I just want someone to have it. It was multi-platform, so it doesn't necessarily mean it would be tied down to Sony, but maybe there will be a trailer that drops during E3 time for it. But I would love to see Dying Light 2. I think it would be well received. Techland did a great job. It basically took because you had the Left 4 Dead, right? The zombie game on Xbox, and it was good.
Dead Rising. Is that what you're thinking of?
Well, that's one of them, but maybe
Dead Rising was a super campy one.
Right. No, I'm thinking of
Left 4 Dead was the hardcore zombie shooter thing.
Right.
Dead Rising was the one where you'd pick up random crap and wear funny clothes.
Left 4 Dead was kind of like that first serious zombie game that really started to build a genre, and then you saw Dead Island come out, right?
Yeah.
Which was it was different, and it was not bad. It was good. And then their sequel came out and it was terrible. And it kind of left everybody wanting a bit more. That's kind of where Dying Light came in and just destroyed it, and kind of just cleaned up the genre.
Yeah.
And then everything, it was anything you can do, I can do better. And then Dead Island tried to come out with remastered versions of all their games, and no one cared about it because their games weren't that good. Dead Island was, what I just remember from Dead Island was the trailer you first saw for it was this parkour live action type trailer. It was a really cool one. They got everybody excited. Dead Island was back in 2011, if you want to feel dated at all.
Jeez.
Yeah. So this is just some of the things I'm excited about because for Dying Light, it'd be really cool.
Dying Light, I'm excited. Something I didn't know, and I was kind of researching some stuff for the show, is that Ubisoft was supposed to release a game this current fiscal year, but it got delayed because it's a game, and games get delayed.
Well, especially because it's Ubisoft.
Well, it's Ubisoft. They can put out crappy games every year if they want to.
Yep.
And they do. But it's been pushed back to April 2018 or March 2019 spot. So we'll maybe hear something about that.
Maybe
April 20. If they release
such a big. I mean, this is 2 fiscal years.
If they release Q2 2018, you might hear about it.
Yeah, but
year out for Ubisoft launch though. That might be kind of wishful thinking.
Well, the problem with Ubisoft is that stuff's almost never good on release. Watch Dogs 2, I think, it was almost an exception to that rule. There wasn't a lot of issues with that on launch.
And they've taken a break from Assassin's Creed, which we might see something about. There's supposed to be an Assassin's Creed announcement. Sorry, I forgot the camera's attached to the table now. My bad, y'all.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do that. I don't know if I'll get it. It'll depend on how good it is. I like Assassin's Creed.
Rumors Assassin's Creed Origin. It's new story, new setting.
Yeah. Dude, the last game was textbook me. I should have loved that game. It was Victorian England. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I love games set in that era. I love movies set in that era. And I was I was playing it, but man, it was just more Assassin's Creed. It was more broken running. It was more stupid missions, and you go to use your zip line. I'm all right, I need to go this way onto this building to follow this thing on the road that apparently if I can't see it, even though I'm ahead of it, will count as missing. And if it gets ahead of me for a long time this time, it's okay. I can go for a full minute, maybe 2 minutes without me seeing it.
Yeah.
But next time it gets away, if it's gone for 3 seconds, I lose the mission. And it's just I wanted to go this way, and it shot me this way. And I'm I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I've beaten the rest of the Assassin's Creed game before that with the exception of the Vita ones and Rogue and whatever the other broken one was, Unity.
Yeah.
I beat all of them up through 4, and I was just I loved them, and I knew they were broken, and I accepted them that way.
Yeah.
But Syndicate was just the last straw, and I'm man, it's got to be amazing.
Syndicate was 2015. They had Unity was 2014. Black Flag was 2013. Nothing since then, which is good. They needed a break. It was getting a little watered down.
They said they were going to take one.
Same old. They had one of the remastered. They did the Ezio Chronicles, I want to say.
Yeah.
Where they brought back some of those, but they've been quiet.
Not 2. Yeah, 2. No. Yeah, it was 2, and then Brotherhood, and then
something else. I don't remember.
I can't remember it.
But so I'm sure they'll have something. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of leaks about an Assassin's Creed Origins, new assassin, new setting, trying to change things up, maybe a new engine. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see something. It'd be silly if we didn't. This is one of their biggest names.
Yeah.
Having been gone for 2 years, I can't imagine they'll have something ready for this fall. If they do, that'd be a shame because it'd probably suck.
Yep.
Ubisoft's not one of those companies that can announce them out 6 months down the pipe and everyone get excited about because they've made a lot of mistakes.
Everyone's got that like buyer beware for Ubisoft.
Exactly. Well, they should anyways.
Yes, they should.
So I think maybe
If you don't, you should.
I mean, the problem is they've had fall releases for like all their games.
Yeah.
So if they track out with that, it would be like October, November this year, which is pretty close.
October, November next year, which is a long way out to announce stuff. Why not wait till next year to announce it?
So, but I mean, we saw that with Watch Dogs originally when they used the wrong kind of footage and just totally screwed the pooch. So who knows? It's Ubisoft, maybe they'll sink to a brand new low. I would not put it past them. I'd like to see Assassin's Creed make a comeback and actually be like a legitimate game and not just be known as that buggy mess that like you could see people's eyeballs in. Like,
dude, Unity was a
it's
hot
just,
pile of garbage.
It's just sad when bugs like travel through the engine in like multiple games. Like just fix it. I'm not a game developer. Maybe it's hard. How about just do it anyways? Like fix it. Stop it. I shouldn't be able to reproduce the glitch like all throughout the series. They had like in the remastered version, they had the glitches from the original like PS3 games. Like stop. Fix it. You know it's there. You YouTube it. Like come on. Come on.
Yeah. Take some time. Remake your engine before it becomes what Assassin's Creed is. Battlefront 2. Star Wars.
I'm wary.
I'm nervous.
We should have known
seen the trailer
with Battlefront.
Seen a teaser.
Yeah, I mean we haven't really seen much new footage lately. Battlefront for what it was gorgeous. It was a really well done multiplayer style thing.
Really fun casual multiplayer game.
Yeah. And it's basically just Battlefield with a Battlefront skin with Star Wars stuff. And they did some really good things and DLC kind of improved as it went on, but they did that lovely season pass that EA always does and
$120 to play just a multiplayer game.
To fragment your player base and
not a good move.
So it just didn't work well. So I like that they're doing single player this time. Story looks interesting. Taking it from the bad guy standpoint and kind of running with that. I think that'll be really cool. So I think I'll get it. I'm sad to say, but I liked the gunplay and stuff. I'm ashamed that we bought it on launch, and I think I maybe put 10 hours into it. Maybe.
Yeah, we did not play that much. We played that night and
maybe on and
the
off
next
for a
few
week
weeks, and then that was it.
Yeah, we were thinking that was
had not picked it up
our
since.
Next big thing. I installed it a couple months ago because I thought I might try it again, and then I just.
Well, we were gonna play it for like some collab we did, and it just
didn't pan out. And,
didn't work out.
So it's got to have a banging single player. I'd like to see space battles come back from the original Battlefront stuff.
I'd like to see,
which I think they are, or at least they're going to have battles with ships. In space areas.
There's part of that kind of wants to see, and I don't necessarily hope that this is in the game as much as it'd be kind of cool. Like you start on the ground, you can have a ground battle, but you can hop on a ship and take off and go to space.
Yep, that'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty dope.
I know that it's going to be spanning like all the movies. It's going to go back to the prequels as well as the current movies and the ones that people actually like.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. Spanning generations. The last one was there was no story, so you didn't know where you were. So that'll be cool. It'll also be cool to get the new characters in and the new storylines. We have Last Jedi coming out. There'll probably be some cool tie-ins for it.
Yeah, that'll be neat. I wonder if it releases in tandem with Last Jedi.
Yeah, I think they have stuff coming.
Yeah,
like, in line.
I'm sure it will, just like the last one did. BioWare has a new IP slated for release in 2018. BioWare made Mass Effect. They made Dragon Age.
I don't know.
Don't know what I want to see from them. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a BioWare fan. I liked Mass Effect 2. Did not play Mass Effect 3. Definitely didn't play Andromeda.
Nope.
We played Inquisition, and it just didn't quite grab either one of us.
Yeah, I mean...
But I know like Dragon Age is a big deal for people.
Yeah, it kind of tapered off towards the end. Like they kind of ran it into the ground. They said that Inquisition was good, but it came out around the same time as Witcher 3, and they're very different RPGs.
A lot of big... Yeah.
It's a huge open world RPG. So I would hope... I mean, they're kind of known for like their 50, 100-hour episodic.
They also made
games.
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, yep, that's right.
So I wonder if I don't know if we see the Old Republic launching in the same year as the new Star Wars movie and Battlefront 2.
There's no
that
way.
would be a bad idea.
It would be bad
from BioWare.
Yeah, it would.
Because BioWare's got some.
I don't think it'll be. There's been rumors that their new IP could be Star Wars related. I'd be really surprised with all the marketing push for everything else Star Wars. I think it would be an overcrowded market. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's EA. Yeah. Because, EA owns BioWare.
They do.
And, they also are the
When they
ones
did Knights
making
of the Old
Battlefront
Republic.
2.
It's just kind of like it'd be cool to see Knights come back. Like
It would be.
everybody loved KOTOR.
Yep.
Like it'd be
I'd like
fun
to
to see
see
that with
modern
better
everything.
combat.
Yeah. All right. Call of Duty World War II.
No, this one,
Obviously.
always Call of Duty. Exciting. We'll probably get it.
Oh yeah.
I'm
I'm
kind
excited
of looking
for
forward
the
to getting
new-
back to World War II.
I mean, I'm excited for the no health regen and ammo pickups and like classic like shooter game.
You're old school shooter.
Old
love
school.
your
I'm an old school guy.
shooter
So
love.
like that's why I love Doom. That's just a really great game. You know, just stuff like that. That's why I really want to check out Quake Champions is coming out on PC soon,
Yeah.
which is old school. I'd love to see. They're working on Unreal Tournament 4. That's sitting like an alpha stage somewhere. I haven't been able to play it because I don't have a rig that's like built from the future.
Don't want to play on your just like office book.
So I love stuff like that. So the fact that they're going to be making some calls back to that is really exciting to me.
Yeah. Only sports games, Madden, NBA 2K,
Yeah,
all that. I'm sure we see.
I'm sure we'll see
Roster
them somewhere, probably
updates.
EA. I mean, we'll probably hear a lot about Madden's new engine.
Yeah.
Show us some differences. I'd love to see like why the engine makes it better for what they're doing as opposed to what they're.
Who do they partner with? What conferences come in? Xbox, you think?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's
This is a
Xbox.
Microsoft one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FIFA is supposed to be making. This is a rumor, but they're supposed to be moving to PlayStation
Ooh,
for
be a
their
smart
stuff.
move. There's more PlayStations out there. That's where the
Well, it'd
audience
be
is right now.
interesting because FIFA's always been a Microsoft property. Like that's just what it has been. So if that really came true, maybe we see some FIFA footage at Sony's conference. Is like, hey, here's exclusively PS4, or why we're showing
Yeah.
this on PlayStation. And so that might
If
be
that
kinda
lands
cool.
better if PlayStation has a more European audience.
Mhm.
Wonder if that lands better there.
I don't know. I would be interested to see. So I'm assuming since PS4 is kind of outsold the Xbox One like 2-1 through the first few years.
Yeah, 60 plus million consoles.
Yeah. New Need for Speed. You know,
More
that's-
racing. I'm excited for it now that we've been talking about Need for Speed for
Yeah.
20 minutes earlier.
I want to see something more related to like Underground and Most Wanted. I know people
Yeah.
always say that. So
Rivals was okay.
it was I liked playing it. There was nothing that like I put it in, I played it, it was fun to play,
I
and then
played
I
it a
took it
little bit.
out, and nothing convinced me to put it back in. That was my problem. Like, why would I play that when I could play ABCD?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing.
Nothing
Like, it's
got my
got
hooks.
Need for Speed has to land at the right thing, because it's competing with Gran Turismo and Forza.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, it's got to be great. It's got to land at the right time, because otherwise it's gonna be one of those things. Like, you buy it, it's cool, it's fun. You play some Need for Speed, you get that itch scratched. You
Mhm.
take it out, you put it on your shelf, and you never play it again.
Yeah. The problem with the Need for Speed is that they've been releasing more and more of them. Like they're moving to like a yearly franchise. Like it's not really like a
a bad
yearly
idea.
for franchise thing. Like that shouldn't be. That should be an every 2 or 3 year thing. So I would like to see that make
Yeah.
a resurgence. Every year I see stuff for Need for Speed. I'm like, cool, story's gonna suck because it's Need for Speed. It's about cars.
No one cares about the story.
No
of
one
Need for
cares about
Speed.
your crappy live action.
You move up the blacklist and you win. That's all you do.
Yeah. Blacklist. Most Wanted, man. That's a good game.
Such a great game.
Um.
Scorpio.
Yep.
I'm sure we hear something about Scorpio, and hopefully we hear something about a new exclusive.
Yep.
Because-
You got to see a release date for Scorpio.
Got to be see a release date for sure.
Yep. There's
Um,
got to be
more-
something.
got to be some footage from a Scorpio. Man, you almost got to put it up like, here's footage from Scorpio. Here's footage from PS4 Pro. Like,
I don't
here's
even know
how
if-
they look.
I don't know if they could pull it off.
I don't know if they can necessarily do that,
Yeah.
but you got to wonder if they're going to announce a because PlayStation's,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep, Horizon Zero Dawn. You got Breath of the Wild for Nintendo.
There's got to be. They have to.
Netflix 4K is what you got
We've
for
been-
Scorpio right now.
We've been sitting here like talking about Scorpio for months, and Microsoft's kind of been.
Feels like been
mum.
years.
If they've been mum on exclusives, they've been mum on like why you should get this. Like, oh, it's gonna make all the games
Oh,
look
but
the
Crackdown's
best. Like,
coming out.
oh yeah,
And
totally.
Sea of Thieves.
State of Decay 2. What about that? I remember like 6 people played that first one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I've heard a couple different Xbox guys on podcasts be like, yeah, I'm really excited to see Sea of Thieves. I'm like,
Are you?
it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon pirate game.
Like, come
Which, yeah, that could be fun. It could be awesome. I loved when they showed it at E3 last year.
on. Yeah.
The song for it was amazing, and I wish I could download a full version of it.
Interesting.
But it's just like to hang your hat on Sea of Thieves
Mm-hmm.
when Horizon Zero Dawn is across the table from you, laying down 4 aces. Are you serious?
Yeah. So there has to be Microsoft has to have something to sell the Scorpio other than it's just better than the other guys. Like it has to. And so I think we're gonna see something that we don't expect. Maybe it doesn't come out right away with the Scorpio. Maybe it comes out, a couple months after. But I think there's going to be something
It's got to though. It's
big
got to have a
and
launch title.
exclusive. I don't know. Like I don't know. You can't sell the console with the idea of like, well, there's nothing exclusive that's going to be like really cool on Xbox. But that game that you've been playing on your PS4, now you can play it slightly better on the Scorpio.
Yeah,
That can't be the selling point, because if it is, it's dead in the water when it gets here.
It's got to be exclusive, and it's got to launch day and date.
Yeah,
it needs to be coming with the Scorpio. We went to State of Decay 2. Don't really know anything about State of Decay. Didn't play it. Was the zombie survivor game?
I think so. I was never really interested in it.
Days Gone.
Done.
Will buy. I would pre-order it now if I could.
I might buy 2. I don't even know.
I'll take your thing.
I bet you we'll see a release date for Days Gone.
Yep.
We'll obviously see some gameplay. We may see some off the rails gameplay, like somebody actually standing there with the controller.
Last time it was so clearly like
scripted.
Zombies were on do not kill mode.
Yeah. So I would like to see maybe a little bit more live gameplay on it. But yeah, I bet you we'll get my surprise prediction of the conference. You can write this down.
I'm going to.
Days Gone is going to release 2017. We're going to hear it. It's going to have like a fall or winter release date, but it will come out this year.
That'd be a great holiday title.
Right?
Like launches late November.
Yep.
Takes on the Call of Duty slot.
Is their flagship?
You can't though. Call of Duty is like partnered with Sony now.
You could. This is the beginning of November though. You could still drop this in
because they're going to drop like the first
or beginning of October. Yeah, I mean Call of Duty is like November
October might be a good release. Like that. I think
I'd like to see
Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see Days Gone being a Thanksgiving title.
I'm just picturing like really terrible cheesy like TV commercials for Days Gone. It's like, now that you've cleared away your turkey, come clear away the zombies or something. I don't know. I'm not a comedy writer. I don't know these things. Yeah, Days Gone. Spider-Man. Insomniac Spider-Man.
Insomniac.
This is gonna be really good.
Gameplay. Think we see release date?
I think we do. I think we'll see like
release window maybe
Q2 next year.
Yeah,
I would say Q2 2018.
Summer game.
We're definitely going to see some gameplay. There's no way
Summer
we don't.
2018.
We saw really cool footage before. I think we'll see some gameplay. It'll be kind of like Horizon was. Like we saw some of Horizon, and the next year we saw some gameplay, and then it was out that next year. So I'd like to see something like that.
Yes, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
This is the same Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dreams. Who's the guy?
I'm trying to think.
It's the guy's name. I know the name. You'll know it. The guy that does all the Quantic Dream games. He's like the big writer for Quantic Dreams.
I don't know. They did Heavy Rain. I loved Heavy Rain. Man, I can't endorse that game enough.
David Cage. That's who I'm thinking
of. The name sounds familiarish, and it's not ringing a bell.
I mean, he was behind Heavy Rain, and he was behind Beyond Two Souls.
I didn't hear great things about Beyond Two Souls.
He's the head of the game developer studio, Quantic Dream.
Heavy Rain was phenomenal. I didn't think it was going to be, and then I played it, and then I was amazed by it. My wife and I were almost in tears by the end of it.
Yep. Detroit should be really cool. It's another decision-based game. It seems like really drastic decisions, and from the trailer we saw last year at E3, it seems really interesting.
Yeah, it does.
So
I'll probably get it.
It's about a
we probably see release date. I think we're past seeing release window for this one. I think we see like date.
Talked about it enough. At least the
gaming
community has.
If we don't see specific date, we see month year.
Okay.
Like not like season year. So we talk about Spider-Man. We could see summer 2018. I think we see Detroit Become Human like March 2018.
Okay, write it down.
Maybe not necessarily March, but I'm gonna stick with that because I need to put down a really real prediction.
Really real prediction.
Detroit March 2018.
Camera shake.
Sorry about this, guys. We won't put the camera on the table next time.
All right. Last of Us 2.
Didn't play The Last of Us 1.
Everyone's gonna like chide us for it, but like we just couldn't make it through Last of Us.
You know what we'll play Last of Us 2 for? Let's play series.
I
imagine it will be less terrifying than
with
Outlast
the lights
2.
on and with the two of us there. Yeah, Last of Us was really well done, but like the first, I know when I quit because I redboxed it because it's like the game looks scary. I don't know if I want to get it. Like just redbox it. I'm sure it's fine. And then you like get through like the first hour. You're like, this isn't scary. This is awesome. This is so cool. You're in that first room and it's dark. But you know what you could see in that room, Jake? You could see clickers. You could see them everywhere. And oh man, I died 4 times in like 7.5 seconds. And I couldn't take that game out of the console faster because I almost snapped my controller in half. It was so stupid. I was like, no, I'm gonna pee my pants. It was like running down my leg. I sprinted to
They don't have a
Redbox.
soggy couch and a broken controller.
Oh my gosh, it was awful. I
Yeah.
can't do it. Like that was it's the tense nature.
I
of
wanted
the
to play.
game.
It was because that's the problem with it. It was constant tension. The same thing we don't like Outlast 2 for. It's constant tension mixed with terror.
Yeah.
I made it as far as you get to like a school, and you're in a gym fighting this giant zombie. And if he takes a step towards you, it's too late. You're dead.
Yeah.
You have messed up.
It's over.
So it's just like, okay, so you have to figure out a way to kill him without him turning actually to run at you. It'd be constantly moving, and maybe I could do it better now that I'm a better gamer than I was. But I don't know.
Fun.
Maybe we'll pick up Last of Us 2. Who knows? Sucker Punch could announce something
Redbox
new.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucker Punch is they did Second Son. Did they do the light one? The
First Light?
standalone DLC. Yeah, they did First
Infamous
Light
First
as
Light.
well.
Yes, Infamous is their kind of big thing. So, I mean, that's kind of my question is like, do we see another Infamous, or do we see a new IP coming from Sucker Punch? Because Sucker Punch has pretty much just done Infamous. That's all they've done.
Yeah, it's. I would like to think that we would see something from them. But yeah, like you said, the last thing they really did was Infamous. Before Infamous, they had Infamous 2009, Infamous 2 in 2011, Infamous Second Son, Infamous First Light in 2014. 2005, they did Sly Cooper 3.
Yep. So
2005.
I guess
Last time they
that
didn't
begs
do
the question: do we see
Infamous.
Infamous or do we see Sly Cooper?
I think they're done with Infamous. I think at least for
Yeah.
now, people.
Which is sad because Infamous was awesome.
It was, but Second Son was
Second Son was not greatly received. I don't think.
I liked it, but
I did too.
we've talked about it before. We're not very picky people. It was fun
Yeah.
to play. It was gorgeous. It might have been a little repetitive, maybe a little bit small for an open world game.
A little bit.
First Light was pretty good. A lot of people said First Light was better than Second Son.
I would
The
agree with that
ratings
statement.
didn't
I like
necessarily
First
back
Light a
that
lot.
up, but a lot of people I've talked to said that. I will be honest, I actually haven't played First Light. And I downloaded it for
It was
PlayStation
PS
Plus.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
was
I need to
free.
go back and do it because
You
everyone
should
said
at
it
some
was
point.
good. It was really gorgeous.
It's good.
So that's pretty much it. They've
dig
had
it.
Sly Cooper and they've had Infamous. So maybe they'll get
I'll be
tapped
honest.
for something.
I hope we see a new IP from Sucker Punch.
I would love to.
Because no part of me wants a new Sly Cooper game. Not that Sly Cooper was bad, but let's talk about killing a dead horse for a minute.
Yeah. It's
But like Sly Cooper is aged out. Infamous probably needs more of a break. So it's like, all right, let's see a new IP.
So it is rumored that they're supposed to be at E3, that they're supposed to be showing stuff off.
Yeah. So let's hope.
Who knows what it's going to be? It would be really fun to see them.
Yeah.
That's what
Super Mario Odyssey
done, sold,
will buy.
release date. I think
100%.
actually I think we have a release date for it.
We do. It's in like October.
Yeah, I think so. We'll definitely see some actual footage of it. I would think Nintendo's not a normal company, so maybe we won't.
They'll be doing their direct. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
So not a traditional E3 thing. Are we sure they're doing a direct during E3?
I don't know. Let me
We should
look
double
it up.
check
I
that
think,
before we start making Nintendo E3.
just
assumptions,
with
predictions.
last year, it includes a Nintendo Direct like stream, Treehouse events, and tournaments.
Cool.
So their Nintendo Spotlight, yeah, they're gonna have June 13th. So it'll be that. It's the first day of E3.
Cool.
So they'll have stuff. They'll have their main stream, which won't be like at E3.
Yeah. It'll just be during.
And then afterwards, they'll have some gameplay with Treehouse members and developers, some live tournaments, things like that. Splatoon 2,
Odyssey.
ARMS, Open Invitational. But yeah, so it definitely will have Mario Odyssey in their spotlight.
It says 2017.
Yeah, I don't
so-
see a full release date. We know it's supposed to be this fall.
I could swear I heard October somewhere, but that might have been a speculation by
Yeah.
someone else.
Guarantee that we will buy it. It's
Oh,
not even a
100%.
question mark.
I am looking to
Um,
buy more games for my Switch.
So I'd like to see some real gameplay and then a release date.
Yeah.
Just to give us a window.
Hard release date,
I'm sure it's probably October.
holiday 2017.
Can't imagine they would wait until November for it.
No.
Probably want to get out sooner rather than later.
Want to get out before Call of Duty.
All right, so
Want to get out before, what was the last game we just said was going to release in October? Days Gone.
Days Gone. I said that was going to release in
Did I write
2017.
that down?
Yeah,
I did.
you did.
Yep.
Now, keeping on the Nintendo theme, Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Possible we might see something. Maybe even just a remaster or a bring forward version from the Wii U.
I'd like to see a new one. honestly.
That'd be cool.
Smash Brothers, like with new characters, more Splatoon, like some of the Splatoon characters.
Yeah, I mean, maybe similar
Link.
to what they did with Mario Kart 8. Have like a deluxe
Smash Brothers
version.
Deluxe. Man, you can't do that twice though.
Yeah.
You can't do like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Nintendo.
and then Super Smash Brothers newest one Deluxe.
Tell me you wouldn't play it.
I mean, I'd play it, but it's like, yeah, it's weak sauce though.
Yeah, I mean, but it wouldn't surprise me.
You know what I want to see?
What do you want to see?
So we got the Insane Trilogy coming out for Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
I want to see the Insane Trilogy treatment for Mario 64.
Boy, that sounds expensive. That's all I can think of.
I mean, I know it does.
So we're saying just Mario 64? Or are we talking like, because they had a couple of them.
That's the first one that just kind of popped in my mind. I heard it got mentioned on a podcast listening to. I don't think, I'm not expecting this at E3 or anything. This is just kind of me wanting. But like they're talking about, man, like Mario 64 is such like a seminal game for 3D platformers. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we just got a Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor. It's like, how cool would it be to see HD, smoothed out Mario 64 on the Switch?
I would go with that. Super Mario 64, that would be fun. That was kind of that's just one of the classics. You've also got Super Mario Galaxy. Is that the right name?
Galaxy would be fun. Sunshine would be fun.
Mm-hmm. I mean, nothing beats 64.
No, 64.
I'd even love to keep the 64 title. Just Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Like,
Super
don't
Mario
change the
64
title.
remastered.
Boom. I would play it. That game was
I would also accept Virtual Console announcement.
Done.
E3.
I'd say I'd be surprised if they don't, but I'm not going to be surprised. They won't do it.
No.
It's on my dream list. It would instantly sell a lot of consoles, I think, if you have something like that. Because
you know what else sell a lot of consoles? Having consoles.
That's true.
Zing. Not as mad about it now because I have one.
I don't want to go buy a Wii U to play the games from last generation. Give me a way to play those games.
Yes.
No one bought your Wii U. No one's going to go buy it to play those games now. Give me a way to play it on the hardware I have right now.
Yeah. You have...
The complaint can't be like, oh, well, you don't have the gamepad anymore, so it takes a figure way around it. Like, that thing was stupid and gimmicky anyways. Give me a better reason than that. Like, but Virtual Console, I think, is less an if and more of a when.
Nintendo has, like, such like a...
They're so close.
They're on the razor's edge of making the right decision here. Because they have a console. They have a phenomenal console. I love my Switch. I haven't played my PS4 for weeks now. Since I bought my Switch, I have not played my PlayStation 4.
Right.
Like... They just need to make the right decisions from here. Yeah. Virtual Console, Super Mario Odyssey needs to be good. Like, Splatoon 2 needs to sell. Mario Maker wouldn't hurt, but I don't think it sells consoles. It's just one of those things. Like, man, please make the right decisions here. Oh, because it can just be so good. Nintendo can be this great empire once again. They just have to do it right. But Splatoon 2, can play Splatoon 1, but I might play Splatoon 2.
Oh, I definitely will. July 21st, Splatoon 2. Check it out. It was a really creative thing that took off more than I think they would expect it to. Third-person shooter.
$30 maybe, hopefully.
I don't know.
I don't know if I want to pay $60 for
game
Splatoon.
prices for Nintendo are a lot more varied than I expected.
No.
So, which is good. It's a good thing because they properly value their
I don't
games.
think you can put Splatoon next to Breath of the Wild and say, yeah, they're both worth $60.
Yeah. It's fair. ARMS comes out in a couple weeks.
We'll try and get in on one of those demos. They got one coming up this weekend, don't they?
I think they do. But I mean, it comes out on June 16th.
Yeah.
It's a 40. It's either 30 or 40. So it looks
like a lot of fun. See if
one interesting thing to note about ARMS, I didn't realize this because their marketing is terrible because it's Nintendo. You don't have to use motion controls. You don't have to punch with that. You can actually just use them as a controller.
I thought the whole point was
perfectly reasonable.
See, that's a good move right there. Don't force motion controls and everything. Now, there's a few points in Breath of the Wild where you have to use motion controls. I'm not super happy about it, but I got over it.
Oh, but like the tablet.
The stupid ball game crap.
Well, see, what's annoying is what if you're not doing? What if you're have it on your TV and you're using the grip?
I did it.
It's pain though.
I mean, you still just you set it flat, restart.
Yeah, that's true.
I did an easier one. I didn't do the full ball maze.
Yeah, it's just a pain.
All right. Well, if you have E3 predictions, put in the comments below on whatever respective service you're using, or tweet at us, #POI.
Yep.
Let us know what you think.
Bold predictions, hopes, things you want to see.
Anything goes.
And next week on the podcast, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk some more about what you guys want to see. If we don't hear a lot from you guys, well, then we'll find something else to talk about. But we love E3. We're super excited. We're going to do a bunch of coverage on it, hopefully.
Yes.
We're going to try and get into the E3 experience in the theater here. If not, we're going to watch it from my home or his home, our home.
We'll watch from A-Home.
A-Home will be containing us to watch it in.
Yes.
And so we're going to try and bring you as much coverage of E3 stuff as possible. just because we love E3. It's super fun.
We
Awesome.
love video games, and we love talking to you guys about it. All right, really quick, before we wrap the show,
The drop.
Drop's still in this very minimalistic mode right now. I did go through the games earlier today, picked out a few that I liked at least. We share very similar tastes, so I figured it would be the same. So I want to start with Star Trek Bridge Cruise, PSVR. Sounds
nerdy.
super nerdy, but also
man.
you know how much fun this would be with the right people. Like you and me and like Duff, and then like Dave. Oh man, this would be hilarious.
It would be fun.
So basically what it is you play from the Star Trek bridge. Basically you sit in the chair and you run the ship. I know that sounds really boring.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, do you ever leave the bridge? Or
I doubt it. I mean, look at where VR's at right now.
That's
like
true.
you're not gonna get out and go explore.
It's not a 50-hour game.
No, it is procedurally generated missions for this stuff, but it's not like you're not gonna fly to a planet and go get out in No Man's Sky, walk around this planet. It's different. I mean, with exceptions, not. We all know what No Man's Sky was. But you can do 4-player co-op, splitting you up into captain, helm, tactical, and engineer. So you have to all 4 work together as separate pieces of the ship, and that's the fun part about what I think this game could be. Because like you just get one of us running the thing, one of us filing the ship, one of us doing the fighting, one of us keeping the ship running.
One of us translating.
That'd be so much fun.
Turns out they're all just like variances of the Kobayashi Maru.
It's unbeatable. No, you just sit there and wait. That's the plan. It's like Far Cry 4. You sit there and wait, you'll win.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. If we had PSVR, I would probably get this.
That would
but
be
we
fun.
don't, and so I won't.
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7.
It's Tekken.
Do you like fighting games? Do you hate having actual features in your games? Tekken 7.
There you go. Do you like fighting games and not like Mortal Kombat? Tekken 7.
I love Tekken 7.
Do you like fighting games and not want Injustice 2? Tekken 7.
Yeah, I love Tekken 7. It's basic. It's fun. It's got characters I love. Not all the characters I love, but it's awesome.
Hopefully it comes out better than Street Fighter.
Yes, I might get it when it's cheap and on sale. But I may be getting Injustice 2. I mean, it looks really good.
Injustice 2 does look really good. I watched
gorgeous.
some Let's Plays for it, but I don't like fighting games. I can't justify spending that kind of money, which is why I have you.
Yep.
Oh, sir, the insult generator.
I've seen this before.
Don't see this name and skip it.
No, I've seen this before on PC. I think it was PC. It's like it's when it says like insult generator, it's like British like insult like generation humor.
Funny. It's like Monty Python.
It's weird.
Insult generator humor.
It's weird. It's cheap. It might be fun to do.
It's $3. We might do a Let's Play in it. We'll see. We haven't really talked about it, but I think it'd be funny.
So that drops this week.
Yep. Polarity Ultimate Edition. I looked this game up. It's first person puzzler.
Okay.
Very basic design. The initial like look and movement around of it kind of reminds me of Portal. None of the gameplay looks necessarily like Portal. It's just kind of like the feel after watching, like you run to pick up this cube and run over and drop it on the thing. But door opens up.
Yeah.
Like you walk into this door and there's like what looks like a line of code or a super long URL, and you pick out letters in it. So it says like hack, door, open, and you like gotta find all the words in the code and it opens the door. It looks interesting. It's $13.
Yeah.
I might pick it up if I got some spare change laying around.
First-person puzzle game in which you play a notorious hacker involved in breaking into heavily guarded secure systems across the world. Features mind-bending puzzles across 38 unique levels, each more mentally testing than the last.
I love puzzle games.
Fully featured co-op campaign.
Yes.
So
I love puzzle games. We might pick it up. $13.
Cool.
Not hard to justify.
That's very unique, interesting.
But that
Boom
is gonna wrap the show today, guys.
Boy, howdy.
Lots of E3 talk, some predictions. Thanks for joining us. We love doing this. Let us know in the comments below what you thought, your predictions, what you would like to see us talk about on the show next. James, this was fun.
That was good.
What are you doing in like 7 days?
Oh, I'll probably be right back here talking about
I looked at your wrist.
all these good things. Yeah. Well, I just got to make sure my schedule is good.
Yeah, I gotta make sure my skin's clear.
Yeah, we're good. I think that'll work for me.
All right, guys. Remember to tweet at us at IRGames with the hashtag POI. Let us know what you think. But until then, thanks for hanging out.
Bye.